Thanks for joining yoga today. We're going to be doing a gentle practice to ground down into our body and find our breath. So let's make our way into easy pose, maybe pulling the flesh away from our seat bones, feeling that connection to the ground. And then taking notice here if our upper body is kind of leaning forward, bringing that back, stacking our shoulders above the hips, and then stacking our head between the shoulders, bringing our hands onto the top of our knees. And if at any time there's any discomfort in the knees, knowing that you can bring those legs out and find a little bit of relief there as well. So listening to your body so you can settle in, becoming aware of your breath. Maybe your eyes are gently closed. As you start to soften the skin around your eyes, and then keeping your lips together, letting your teeth have a little space in between them, allowing that jaw to relax. And then allowing yourself to bring your awareness into your body, becoming aware of your breath. And if you notice any chatter going on in your mind, view that as a cloud and allow it to come in and then float away. It catches your attention, but you're not allowing it to hold your attention. You're bringing your attention into your body and noticing your breath. Feeling that expanding breath in the front body and in the back body. And then if you want to bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, gently place them on your body and bring your awareness into your hands as you feel the rising and falling of your breath in those spaces. We're going to do a couple more rounds of breath here as we soften into our body. Last one. Releasing your hands down onto your knees. Let's start to bring a little awareness into the neck. So we're going to sink that left ear to that left shoulder. Holding here for a breath. Sinking chin to chest, opening up the back side. As you inhale, your right shoulder. And then inhale back to center, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then back to center. Let's do this one more time. Paying attention to your inhales and your exhales. Sinking chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. And then inhale back to center, gaze is sent up towards the ceiling. And then back to center. Placing our hands on the fronts of our knees, we're going to find little circles here. So keeping that connection with our seat bones to our mat, just allowing yourselves to find a nice circling of the upper body. Keeping your awareness with your breath. We're going to do one more here, and then we're going to switch directions. Keeping that spine nice and long. Maybe feeling that movement in your seat bones. Last one here. And then coming back to center. We're going to inhale our hands up towards the ceiling, interlacing those fingers, bringing the palms so they're facing the ceiling, and find a nice side bend reaching over to the right side. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, reaching over to the left. Come back to center, release those hands. And we're going to take our hands straight out in front of us, palms facing front. And we're going to make fists and then open those hands, kind of bringing a little bit of awareness and our attention to our hands. Let's do it one more time, and then we're going to keep those fists. And as though we're kind of revving a motorcycle engine, we're going to bring those fists so they're coming down towards the floor. Keep your awareness with your breathing. Last one here, and then open and closing those hands one more time. Then release those back down. Let's make our way into tabletop, coming onto all fours. Making sure knees are below hips, wrists are below shoulders, spreading those fingers out nice and wide. Trying to make a little L shape with our pointer finger and our thumb, feeling that connection to our mat. We're going to find some cat-cow here. So sinking that belly to the floor as our gaze comes up, tucking the chin, curling the back. And then linking this movement to your own breath. We're going to do a couple rounds here. Allowing yourself to soften. Feeling that movement from the tip of your head all the way down to your tailbone. Let's do one more here. Coming back to that neutral spine. We're going to send ourselves back into child's pose. So knees can either stay together or bringing them out to the width of your mat, and sending those seat bones towards our heels, bringing the hands out in front of us, making fists with our hands to stack, supporting our forehead, which allows us to bring the mat closer to our body. Just paying attention to where you are today. And then noticing that expansion in your back body when you're breathing. releasing your jaw, noticing you might be holding any tension there and allowing that to relax. And then letting go of your hands, if you had your hands stacked, coming up, back into that tabletop, setting yourself up for down dog. So widening those fingers again, tucking those toes, coming into our first down dog. Letting those knees stay nice and bent. Maybe repositioning your feet. And then we're just going to alternate bending one knee and then the other if that feels good. If not, knowing that you can stay here with your knees nice and bent. And then make your way to stillness here. We're going to come up onto our tippy toes, sending our gaze towards the front of our mat as we step or walk into that forward fold. Knees are nice and bent. Let's shake our head from side to side, front to back. Letting go of that tension, allowing our upper body to feel nice and heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, spine is straight, gaze is down to the floor. Release. And then slowly inhale, one vertebra at a time, coming into standing. Taking one inhale here, lengthening as we rise. Bringing palms together, drawing that line right down the center of our body, stopping at our heart center. Bringing those thumbs so they're touching our sternum. Taking a few breaths here. And then we're going to find a little twist. So we're going to open up to the left side. So finding this twist in our upper body. And then exhale back to center, opening up to the right. So kind of bringing that right shoulder back slightly. And then exhaling back to center. Let's inhale as we rise and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And as we exhale, we're going to take that right foot back, finding high lunge. And then releasing that foot down, untucking those toes, finding low lunge here. And then if you're feeling nice and rooted into the ground, coming up. Hands can either stay on your thigh or allowing them to rise up. Making sure you're connecting to your breath. And then exhale, palms down to the ground, tucking that back foot, bringing it forward to meet that left forward fold. And then slowly come all the way back up to standing. Inhaling as we lengthen and rise here. Palms come together, drawing that center line down, stopping at our heart. Let's find that twist, opening up to the left. Exhale, release for a breath in the center. And then opening up to the right. Coming back to center, releasing, inhaling as hands come up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening here. Knowing that knees can be bent. Exhale, releasing. And then sending that left leg back, finding high lunge here. Releasing that left foot back, untucking those toes, rooting here into the mat. And then coming up, hands on that right thigh, or raising those hands up. Finding that breath. And then exhale, palms come down to the mat, back foot tucks, left foot comes to right, forward fold. Coming all the way up to standing, reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold here. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to add on to this. So as we exhale, finding that high lunge again on that right foot as that right foot steps back, releasing that knee down onto the mat. Rooting into our mat here, coming up, finding the hands that work for you. Breathing here. And then as we exhale this time, bringing our hands down onto the mat, we're going to place that left palm onto our mat as we open up to the left side for a little twist. And if extending this arm out, knowing that we can always keep that hand on that thigh. So when you're doing that, we're rotating, opening up, bringing that left shoulder back. And then releasing both palms onto the mat, finding that forward fold. And then slowly rolling up to standing, reaching up towards the ceiling, maybe finding a little back bend here. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting hands down, stepping that left foot back, high lunge, releasing that knee down to the floor. Finding that rooting into the mat. And then finding your hand placement. And breathing here. And then we're going to release those hands down, planting that left palm on the inside of that right foot, extending, or placing that right hand on that right thigh as we twist and open to the right side. Exhale, release back to center, planting both hands down, bringing that left foot to meet that right, forward fold. Inhale, coming up to standing. Let's take a nice rounded breath here. Inhaling as we lengthen and reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthening through the spine here. Exhale, release into that forward fold. And bending our knees enough, we're going to find tabletop here. Finding that knee and hand placement, spreading those fingers out wide. Let's find cat-cow here. Linking this movement to your breath. Maybe your eyes are closed here. Envisioning your spine as it moves from the top of your body all the way to the base. One more here. Coming back to center. We're going to cross those feet And then we're gonna find ourselves in easy pose. And then extending those feet out in front of us. You might need to move to the middle of your mat. Shaking out those legs if you need to. We're gonna inhale our hands up towards the ceiling and then exhale as we hinge forward. Finding our hand placement either on our shins, ankles, or feet. And to relieve any of that hamstring tightness, pushing your heels into the ground, allowing a little bend in the front of those knees. And then allow yourself to sink into this pose, allowing your head and neck to relax. And remembering to release that jaw, noticing if your teeth are clenched and letting a little bit of room in there, some space. And we're breathing here. And then inhale back to center. We're going to bring that left leg into that right thigh. Inhale as we reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, hinging forward. And knowing that that extended leg can always have a nice bend in the knee there. Releasing your facial muscles, allowing some softness to come into your body. And then begin to walk yourself back to center, extending out that left leg. Let's bring in that right. Inhale, lengthen here, and then exhale as you hinge over that bent leg. Relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders, maybe closing your eyes here. And then slowly walking our hands back to center. Extending those legs out, coming into the center of your mat if you're not already there. Knees are bent and we're slowly going to come on to our back. Letting our hands come out to the side. Knees are bent, but we're going to walk those feet out to the width of our mat. And then we're going to find some windshield wipers here. So allowing our knees to fall from one side to the other. This is a nice, gentle movement. Keeping that awareness with your breath. Let's do one more on each side. Coming back to center. And we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So either bringing your knees in together as they support themselves, keeping your knees bent if this feels good, or extending those legs out and settling into this fist space, settling into your mat, feeling your entire body connected to this, to your mat, to the ground. And letting that relaxation, that softness start to seep into your entire body. Maybe doing a body scan here and allowing that softness to be felt in all spaces, in all parts of the body. letting go of your muscles, feeling the floor, touching your back, and then gently start to bring your mind and your awareness back into the space, and finding some gentle movements. Maybe that's taking your head from side to side. Maybe that's opening and closing the hands, wiggling those toes, putting some movement into those ankles. And then bringing those feet so they're touching the mat. Bring your legs into your body, kind of squeezing them towards your chest. Maybe there's some side to side movement here. And then gently rolling over onto one side. Bringing your arm up so it's supporting your head. Taking a few breaths here. And then pushing yourself up, finding easy pose. Let's take one inhale together. Palms meet at the top, bringing our hands down to our heart. Giving yourself a little gratitude today for showing up. Allowing some relaxation, some groundedness to come into your day today. May you move forward with ease. Namaste.